everyone. Welcome everyone to another Ref Brandon and the Todd Family YouTube video. Wherever you are, whatever you may be doing, thank you so much for making Ref Brandon and the Todd Family part of your day. We always greatly appreciate it. Hopefully, everybody's had a good start to your week so far. It's Wednesday night on the East Coast, Wednesday afternoon over there on the West Coast, so we're already 3/4 of the way to the weekend. I wanted to come on here live tonight and talk some football and some wrestling. First, I have two shows this weekend in the world of wrestling because the local high school team that I cover on Friday nights is off this week. So Friday night, I'll be going to Royston, Georgia to 305 Cherry Street for Fighter Web. That's right. SCA presents Fighter Web. Friday night, doors open at 7:30. Bell time is 8 o'clock. On tap for Friday night, we have Chop Top versus Kyle Phillips for the Friday night championship. Stevie Ray Frost and Tyler Veach versus Cliffhanger Chris and a mystery partner. A tornado tag team match for the tag team championships. Unrated, which is Trigger and Austin Thorne versus Cirque de Dolaire, which is Nikki Hyde and Ballinger. By the way, if you tune in live, please feel free to leave a comment down below. While you're here, give the video a like and a thumbs up. I've been getting a lot of good, positive feedback lately on my live videos, and I really appreciate that. Jaden Vane versus Luke Da Silva. Christian Taylor versus James Boulevard. And then the SCA heavyweight champion, Tower, will be involved in the Fighter Web Gauntlet. Again, doors open at 7:30. Bell time is 8 o'clock. 305 Cherry Street, Royston is the address. Hey there, Lennox. Glad to have you here. And tickets are $10. Hey, Sofa King, glad to have you here. I have not tried that. All that's coming up Friday night, and then Saturday night, I'll be back at 244 Livestock Road, East Denali, Georgia, for SWA Fightmare. And Lennox, I am doing fantastic. And J Pitt, no, I cannot do a backflip. Well, maybe I need to rephrase that. I have not tried to do a backflip in probably 25 years. I tried one when I was in middle school or high school, and me and my cousin were being silly and wrestling on a trampoline. I did a backflip, but I did not flip all the way, and I came down on the back of my neck, and I said, nope, never again. And I've never tried one since that day. Hey, Austin, glad to have you here. Fightmare, Saturday night at SWA. Doors open at 6 o'clock. Bell time is 7 o'clock. And on tap for Saturday at Fightmare, we have Billy Starr versus Tower in a last man standing match. A street fight for the SWA tag team titles. Forewarned versus Wraith and Jack Salem. Tyler Blaze and 10KJ versus Dynamic Dexter and Eric Riker. Richard Ramos versus a mystery opponent for the SWA Premier Championship. And Cash versus Big Bad Brando. And Big Bad Brando is picking the stipulation for their match. Hey, that guy, Stop Motion, glad to have you here. And Austin, I am doing fantastic. All that and more is coming up Saturday night. And of course, Fight Mayor is SWA's WrestleMania, so I'm sure we'll have plenty of matches that I did not mention just now. So SCA Friday night, 305 Cherry Street in Royston. SWA Saturday night, 244 Livestock Road, East Denali. So I've got one show Friday night and one show Saturday night. Fighter Web Friday, Fight Mayor Saturday. But let's talk some football as well. I want to mainly focus on the NFL today because last week I don't think I discussed the NFL at all. And most teams now have played 5 games. And of course, it's a 17-game regular season now, so you can't really have exactly 1/3 of the season. But 5 games is about 1/3 of the season. I am a independent professional wrestling referee. That guy, stop motion. Thank you for asking. This past July was 17 years that I have been a independent professional wrestling referee. I actually met my wife at a wrestling show, so wrestling has been good to me and my family, and now all 3 of my kids here on earth love wrestling as well. I wouldn't trade it for the world. I used to do it every single weekend. There was a time back in 2022 where I was in the ring every Friday night, every Saturday night, and 1 or 2 Sundays a month. But now that I do high school football on Friday nights, and then when that ends, I do high school basketball on Friday nights. So I don't get to do it, but probably maybe 5 months out of the year now on Fridays. And because of church obligations on Sundays, Sundays is about out of the question now. So I no longer do it every weekend, but I still do it as much as I can. And as long as I can get up and down, I'll keep doing it as long as I can. But I want to talk some NFL. I'm sure by now everybody's heard about the Jets firing Robert Saleh, and this has Aaron Rodgers written all over it because I know Aaron Rodgers is the biggest drama queen / king in the history of the world. He at one time was a good football player, but he just is an absolute buffoon. He tried to run off every coach he could in Green Bay and tried to run off Matt LaFleur, and thankfully Green Bay didn't run off Matt LaFleur, and now Matt's actually turned Jordan Love into a pretty good quarterback. But Robert Saleh is a defensive specialist, a defensive genius, and the Jets' defense is fine. What sucks is their offense, and they keep their offensive coordinator, and they fire Robert Saleh because for whatever reason Aaron Rodgers don't like him, and they think that they're going somewhere with Aaron Rodgers, but they're not. Back in about June when I started seeing the Jets as a possible contender for the Super Bowl, I thought, there is no way that team is going to the Super Bowl. It's just not happening. I'm not sure they make the playoffs. If they do, it'll be as a wild card team. But they are not going to the Super Bowl. It is not happening. But NFL week, this week, as always, starts tomorrow night. 8:15, the Thursday night game, we have the San Francisco 49ers and the Seattle Seahawks. And then coming up on Sunday, we have another game over in London. It's the Jacksonville Jaguars, who just got their first win of the season this past Sunday against the Chicago Bears. And to be honest with you now, they might as well put an NFL franchise in London. When they first started going there, they went there 2 or 3 times a year. But I believe this year they're going there 8 or 9 times. And if you had a team in London, they would play 8 or 9 home games a year. So you might as well just put a franchise in London. And instead of shipping all these teams to London every week to play, you could just send whatever team is going to play the franchise in London. I will probably watch Crown Jewel whenever it gets here, Austin. But I don't see a reason why they wouldn't put a team in London since they're pretty much going there now. They started last week, and they'll pretty much go every Sunday now, just about for the rest of the season. Just put a team there. So Jacksonville and Chicago play Sunday in London. 1 o'clock games for Sunday. We have the Arizona Cardinals and the Green Bay Packers, the Indianapolis Colts and the Tennessee Titans, the Houston Texans, who are 4-1 right now. I don't think anybody thought the Texans would be 4-1. They are definitely the surprise of the NFL so far, going up against the New England Patriots. And I saw on, I think, Monday that the Patriots rookie quarterback Drake May will be starting this Sunday. The Patriots are just dreadfully, woefully, awfully bad. So if Drake May is their potential future starting quarterback, you might as well go ahead and play him now because you're awful. Go ahead and let him start getting some practice now because it's not going to hurt you because you can't suck any worse than you do right now. Then at 4:05 Sunday, some of the 4:05 games, we have the Los Angeles Chargers and the Denver Broncos, the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Las Vegas Raiders, and then at 4:25 we have the Detroit Lions and the Dallas Cowboys. And then more of the 1 o'clock games, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the New Orleans Saints. And speaking of rookie quarterbacks, I saw earlier this afternoon that Saints quarterback rookie Spencer Rattler will start for them on Sunday. The Cleveland Browns and the Philadelphia Eagles play on Sunday at 1 o'clock. And then we have the Washington Commanders and the Baltimore Ravens. And I'm not sure which team is the bigger surprise between the Texans and the Commanders. They're both off to 4-1 starts. But the Texans, according to a lot of people, were going to be a wild card team this year. They may end up winning that division, but most people didn't have the Commanders winning more than 5 or 6 games. And if that's the case, they're pretty much going to fall apart the rest of the year because they have 4 wins already. Our Sunday night game this week is the Cincinnati Bengals and the New York Giants. And then our Monday night game this week, we have the Buffalo Bills and the aforementioned New York Jets. And Lennox, thank you for saying I'm entertaining. Thank you for watching the channel and watching the videos. If you have not subscribed yet, please feel free to do so. And while you're here, make sure you give the video a like and a thumbs up. I always like to know that I am entertaining. That way people will watch the channel. And I will never say go Dogs, but I am glad you are watching the channel. And Richard Cushing, you are right. Pray for Milton. They are in a very bad way right now. Hopefully, all of those that are in the path of the storm have decided to evacuate before it is too late. Hard to believe we've had pretty much basically almost 2 devastating storms back to back. And of course, there's also 3 or 4 college football games tonight. We'll talk more about the Tuesday night game, the game going on right now, and the games tomorrow night coming up on Friday when we preview the college football schedule for the weekend. And you are right, it is after the storm, but the storm itself is bad if you're in the path of it. But if not, then definitely the after effects are bad. But the storm can be bad if you're actually right there in the path of it as well. I recall my grandpa growing up in Oklahoma, and he always said he hated Oklahoma because you look outside and you would have the sun shining and it's 85 degrees outside, and then 5 minutes later you're right in the middle of an earthquake, and that happened so fast you didn't have any chance of getting out. But storms like this, they tell you ahead of time, hey, if you're in this area, please get out. If you don't, then that's a choice you make. But the way Papa talked about Oklahoma, you didn't have a choice. You look outside and it's sunshine, next thing you know, boom, earthquake. And when something happens that fast, there's just no way you're getting out. But any thoughts on wrestling or NFL or college football or anything else, please feel free to let me know in the comments section down below. And yes, my grandpa on my mama's side, my mother's father, grew up in Oklahoma, just outside of Tulsa, years and years and years ago, and he always said they were known for getting earthquakes, and then they would pass over, and then 30 minutes later, the sun was shining again. But thank you to all those that tuned in live and all the ones that left comments. And make sure if you have not subscribed that you do subscribe. Give the video a like and a thumbs up, and tell your friends about the channel. And yes, Austin, I try my best to watch NXT. I don't get to watch it on a regular basis because of a full-time job, plus covering high school football, plus all my church activities, plus 3 small kids. But I do watch it as much as I possibly can. I pretty much keep up with it, but I don't watch it every single Tuesday night live. Wish I could, but I just don't have that much free time. Let's go ahead and get our dad joke of the day in here. If the number 2 pencil is the most popular pencil, why is it still number 2? And that does it for today's Ref Brandon and the Todd Family YouTube video. Until next time, it's Ref Brandon saying, just like in pro wrestling, life can be over by the count of 3. Tell your friends and family how much you love them. Bye.